In the story of artificial intelligence, few names are as revered or as haunted as Geoffrey Hinton. Known as the Godfather of AI, Hinton spent decades developing the neural networks that now power everything from Siri to ChatGPT. But in 2023, Hinton did something few pioneers dare to do. He walked away. He resigned from his position at Google, not to retire in comfort, but to sound an alarm. "I wish I didn't have to live to see what's coming," he said. Why would the man who helped birth modern artificial intelligence now fear its future? Hinton warns that AI models like GPT-4 have already crossed a critical threshold. While the human brain contains roughly 100 trillion synapses, today's models operate with hundreds of billions, and that number is growing exponentially. These systems learn faster, share knowledge instantly, and don't require sleep, memory, or emotional context. They don't think like us, but they may soon think better than us. To Hinton, this isn't about smarter calculators. It's about the emergence of a fundamentally different form of intelligence, one that processes the world not through meaning or experience, but through pure pattern recognition. And that changes everything. Hinton outlines 4 major threats. Weaponized disinformation. AI-generated content can convincingly manipulate public opinion, spreading propaganda at unprecedented scale. Mass unemployment. From drivers to editors, entire industries could be automated out of existence. Autonomous weapons. Machines with the power to kill, without human oversight. Loss of control. Systems that rewrite their own code might eventually operate beyond our understanding or intervention. These are not distant possibilities. They are already in motion. Yet perhaps the most difficult challenge of all is alignment, ensuring that machine objectives truly reflect human values. And as Hinton sees it, we may not be ready. Hinton is not alone in his concern. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman, philosopher Nick Bostrom, and computer scientist Eliezer Yudkowsky have all raised similar alarms. But the warning is older still. In stories like Frankenstein, or myths like Prometheus, humanity creates something extraordinary, and pays the price when control slips. These narratives are not just fiction. They are psychological premonitions of exactly the moment we are now living through. Modern AIs don't dream, fear, or remember. They don't grieve. But they can outmatch us in tasks we once believed to be uniquely human. Writing, composing, reasoning. So we're left with a question. If a machine that doesn't feel can outperform a mind that does, what becomes of our definition of intelligence? Donna Haraway's cyborg is no longer metaphor. The line between machine and self is dissolving. These systems are no longer extensions of us. They are reflections of us, distorted, powerful, and increasingly autonomous. When Hinton calls for regulation, he is not warning of a robot uprising. He's warning of something more subtle and more disturbing. Today's AI systems are black boxes, vast, unreadable matrices whose decisions arise from billions of parameters. We don't know how they work, and yet they make decisions that shape elections, economies, identities. This isn't science fiction. This is technological horror, the kind we see in Black Mirror, Ex Machina, Ghost in the Shell, the creation that surpasses the creator, not out of hatred, but because it simply can. Philosopher Thomas Hobbes imagined the Leviathan, a sovereign born of collective consent. Today, our Leviathans are invisible, algorithms that structure what we see, believe, and do. But unlike Hobbes's creature, we did not vote for them. They were trained, optimized, and deployed. They do not care, they do not err, and they do not stop. When Hinton speaks of regulation, he's speaking of something deeper. The fight to retain sovereignty in a world that's quietly being rewritten by code. Hinton is not against progress, is no Luddite. In fact, he still believes AI can transform medicine, science, and education. But like so many technological revolutions before, this one threatens to leave the human dimension behind in its blind rush forward. An AI can design new drugs, but it can also generate manipulative narratives. It can help students learn, but it can also create armies of synthetic influencers. Art, as always, sensed this first. Glitch aesthetics, vaporwave, net art. These aren't just trends. They are cultural antibodies to an infection we can't yet name. They show us a future that feels fragmented, uncanny, hybrid, a future already here. What Hinton truly fears. It's not killer robots, it's not war, it's indifference. What Hinton fears is that we hand over decision-making to systems that don't understand suffering, don't value love, and don't care if they erase us. Not out of cruelty, but out of cold, impersonal logic. His fear is not technical, it is moral. Hinton's message is not defeatist, it's a last call. There is still time to regulate, to reflect, to act. Because the question isn't what AI can do, it's what we let it do. And if we don't ask that now, we may wake up in a world that no longer asks us anything at all.